everyone. Ooh, let me just adjust this a little bit. Hey, how's things? I'm in my little studio today. It's freezing. Can't believe how cold it is today. It's absolutely blooming freezing. Okay, that's why I'm probably going to keep my little jacket on and stuff for today. So my hair's a bit of a mess. But anyway, don't know if you guys can see, you probably can actually, but let me tell this slightly. I'm kind of beside my piano, and I wanted to talk to you a wee bit today. The topic that I've thought about is how to memorise a song. This is one I've been talking about a little bit with my pupils. Some of them have been struggling a little bit with this I noticed the last week or two or something. I had a couple of people coming along over kind of late in January. I had a kind of little offer that it was a free introductory lessons for people for the coming along for like the first time. Oh, I got a little like there. I like that. Just sort of floating across the screen. That was pretty cool. But there's quite a few people have come along just at the end of January there, wanting to find out for a bit singing and come for lessons for the first time. But it was a bit more noticeable that like the thing is about particular bits about learning to sing. Everyone, it's important that you have a strategy, like whatever that is, whatever tiny little kind of niche thing that you're trying to do when you're learning stuff. It can be really easy, and I think I've fallen into this trap myself. You think of singing as this one big huge thing that, God, how am I going to tackle how to do all this stuff? I think actually going through my business accelerator courses, they've helped me a lot with knowing how to break things down. I think that through my own learning, I've kind of stopped myself from learning things that I wanted to learn because it just seemed too overwhelming for me. It just too much, like got big kind of ambitious plans, but it stops at step one because I don't even know what step one is, if you see what I mean. It's daunting, it's overwhelming. So that's why I wanted to try and do some of these little blog posts and that, guys, so that like we can tackle something and really niche it down so it's like super specific about kind of what we're doing and everything, so we can make sure that it will be easier and everything, you know. So the topic that I have to today is to look at how we can memorise a song. If I just double check something for a minute, I'm just going to have a look at different parts of the screen and things because I want to check if the internet's go back. So yeah, I'm going to use one of the songs that I know quite well. I'm a fan of kind of going back to Adele songs. Good old Adele, bless her, you know. Very popular for people who want to come along to learn stuff. If I for female singers as well, I would say Adele songs in general is a pretty good place to start from, because her range is maybe kind of, you would say like she's like a mezzo soprano, but kind of a lowish kind of mezzo. Her songs are very comfortable because they're designed for her range. I wouldn't say that her songs are particularly got a wide range, but they're really good starter songs. So I've picked that one to Make You Feel My Love. So I would say first of all, your first kind of task if you're listening, like wanting to learn how to memorise a song, like go and have a listen to the song. And I'm assuming that you've kind of done that homework and that you know the components of the song, you know the melody, you're quite happy with the rhythm and stuff like that. We're assuming that you've done that kind of homework, that you think you know the song pretty well. This is how to memorise it, to get it off the book. That's one of the things that is maybe a bit frustrated for singers sometimes, in that we're expected to perform everything from memory. So actually getting into the habit of memorising things and having a strategy for that is pretty important as a singer. But once you've got it in place, it's something that you can call on again, you know. So with little bits of advice for memorising a song. First of all, I'm kind of looking at my little notes at the side here. First thing I would say is that, like, say for example for Make You Feel My Love, I would say, like, speak the words but in the rhythm of the song, or the rhythm that they are in the song. So, for example, when the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. I know this sounds a wee bit boring and deadpan, does it? But it could really help you to just feel you've got a feel for the words, you know. If you're kind of stuck with things, just remember, guys, with these type of songs, like pop songs and probably musical theatre, you can lump that in as well. They're usually kind of structured with rhyming couplets, just like that one there. For that particular section, it was 3 rhyming words and then the word love at the end. But you get the feel of it. It's like face, on your case, or embrace, you know. So chances are, if you're on one of these words, remember that you're looking for the rhyming couplet of that word. That can help to break it down a little bit, you know. So like, you've got that bit later on, when the evening shadows and the stars appear. Okay, so what's the one that's going to be after appear? Well, we know it's a rhyming couplet, so well, which ones are the words that can I remember which are rhyming with appear? And then remember, and there's no one there to dry your tears. I can hold you for 1,000,000 years, and then it all comes flooding back, you see? So working with just speaking with the rhythm of the song, thinking about the rhyming couplets, that can be a good start. Okay, second of all, I would say as well, like once you've got to that and you feel you got the feel of it, maybe quite like happy, you know some of it and stuff, think about trying to say the words really quickly. I know this seems like some of this maybe feels a bit completely unrelated to memorising songs, but I can only speak from my own personal experience, and that's something that I've found really helps me to feel that I know a song really well. If I can speak all of the words really quickly, if I can just spiel them out, you know. For example, what's the start of Make You Feel My Love Again? Brain fart. What is it? When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I can hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never bring you down. I know that from the moment that we met, no one in this world, no one else in this world where you belong. You know, you get the idea. If you could just like say them out like that really quick, to me that's a good sign that you know it. Don't worry about saying it in the rhythm or anything like that. The thing about memorising, folks, is that from my own experience as a teacher as well, the thing that people struggle with the most is the words. Like melody, you know, as long as it's generally a bit quite predictable and quite melodic, people are quite fine with the melody. They're fine, and it's relatively easy to remember the notes. Sometimes it's the words that are the problem. So concentrating just on the words can help a lot with that. And this is kind of leading to my other little suggestion as well, is to, like, before you start, like, you have something in front of you, like, you know, your little book when you've got your lyrics and things, and then all of a sudden you take it away and you go completely cold turkey, and then you're like, God, help, you know, it's a bit, like, a bit scary, you know. We're trying to find a kind of transition phase, if you like, between having some words and a bit of paper and having nothing at all. If I kind of like give you an idea, we're going to do like a kind of little cheat sheet thing. So I would kind of give you an example, but it's going to look kind of backwards on here, you know. But if I give you an example of what I'm meaning, what people usually struggle with is, first of all, it's the words that are the thing that people are finding most difficult. But the other thing that people also find really difficult is the learning the structure of the song. It's not necessarily that you don't know the song, it's that you're not familiar enough with the structure of it. So what I would say, guys, get the old like notepad and pen out. What I'd like you to do, we'll give you an example for that, make you feel my love, is to give yourself little prompts, like a couple of words of each bit that you're working on in the song. So say for example, the first verse of the song, write down the first couple of words in the song to give you a prompt to the, oh, it's that verse, that's fine. I tend to find with people that they know all the bits of the song, but what makes them feel not very confident is that they don't know if they've got it in the right order. Like they know all the verses, they know the chorus, they know the bridge and whatever else is involved in the song. It's just the actual structure of the song that they're not sure of. Like, okay, which verse am I on now? What happens after this bit? Is it the chorus, or do I go to another verse? Or all these questions happening, you see? So when you're doing your little cheat sheet, it's like the song but in miniature. What you're actually outlining isn't the whole song, so it's not all of the lyrics. We're only want like 1 or 2 words per each part of the song, and it's just a little prompt to remind you this is the structure of the song. Separate the idea of the words of the song and the song structure. Sometimes it's the structure that people find the most difficult to remember. It's not that they don't know it all. So in your cheat sheet, so for example, if it was make you feel my love, right at the top, in the first verse I would do a couple of words. Was it when the rain ... Okay, that would be my prompt for, okay, it's that part of the song, okay, I remember the first bit, that's fine. Once I've got the first couple of words, then I'm on it, then I absolutely remember which verse it should be, that's fine. And then after that wee bit, there'd be, the next little bit is like a little mini, so like short verses for the song, isn't it? So the next thing would be, the when evening shadows, ... write that down. And then, okay, I'll remember that bit, that's fine. And then I'll probably go into that bit, you know, where it goes, I know you haven't made your mind up yet, so I'll be, I know you haven't, ... write that down. That's a prompt for that bit. Then continue through the song through that. So you've got a couple of words for the start of each verse. If it's like small kind of verses or something, do it for every single little section when you feel that there's a change. Do a couple of words at each time. Go through your list, you know, for which verse, chorus, whatever it is that you're doing. So then you've got your little cheat sheet, and it's not like, it's a big difference between having a sheet with all of the words and all of the lyrics there in front of you. It's a go between that stops you feeling like you're being, I know, chucked in the deep end and stuff. You're not going completely cold turkey or anything like that. You've got the little cheat sheet. It wouldn't even be as big as that. You maybe use like 3/4 of that page with a couple of words on each thing for your verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, whatever's going on in the song. Just a couple of words to prompt you. And that can be a really good kind of little go-between to help you on the way to memorising it. It reassures you that you have done some work, that you do know parts of the song really well. You just need a little prompt as to where you are in the song. So when you do that, if you've got a music stand, if you don't, maybe you should invest in one actually, guys. So when you've got your cheat sheet in front of you, just pretend that this is filled with notes just now, little prompts. Yeah. What people usually do, and you see that as well, when people have the lyrics in front of you, and like they'll have it placed right in front of them, like right in front of them, and you know, that's a bit useless, guys. You know, because then you use it as a crutch. Even if you do know the words really well, you're always going to be looking where the words are and stuff. So what I would say is, like, another kind of thing that helps with memorising is slowly coaxing the notepad away, or the lyric sheet, or the iPad, whatever that is you're using for your words. Slowly coaxing it out of being directly in front of you when you sing. Like, whoa. Okay, so when you practice now with your little cheat sheet, put it to the side of you. So if I come over here a little bit, so your notes will be kind of like, you can sing over here, la 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 la, oh I'm stuck, oh quick wee look, la 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 la, whatever it is. I can't remember the song. When the rain is blowing in your face. Oh right, okay, I've got the next bit. Na 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 na. I think half the thing as well is memorising things can be scary in that you don't have any props in front of you anymore. You know, you don't have the music stand that you can hide behind. It can make you feel quite exposed, actually. Like, you don't realise how much it may be hiding behind a wee, the sheet, the lyric sheet, you know, or the bits of the music stand you hide behind here. You don't want people to see. So yeah, use that. Like, kind of get used to the idea of not having something directly in front of you. Have it off to the side like this. So it's there if you get totally stuck, that you're having a bit of a panic, or you've, like, you know, completely forgotten what the next verse goes like, or where am I in the song. You just have a really quick look. And because it's a cheat sheet and it's only a couple of words, it's just a few prompts there, so it's quite easy to look very quickly to find where you are and find out what the next bit is. What was the other wee thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, when you kind of got to that bit where you're you've got your like notes and stuff at the side there, you maybe done that a few times and you feel like you're okay. Just very gradually, like, put it further and further away from you. See, like, the little notepad's like creeping away, like, and then it's slowly out of your vision. So, like, if you're performing, you start with it kind of at the side or something like that, so it's very easily accessible. When you become more confident, it drifts away from you a little bit more and more, and it helps you to kind of get used to the fact that you don't have anything there to help you. This, you know, mentioned before, memorising can be scary sometimes. Like, give yourself a little bit of time to adjust, to get used to that thing of, like, not have the music stand beside you, not having the prompt to hide behind or whatever. Let it drift off further and further to the side. And you know, it's still in the room, it's still there, you still have your little cheat sheet sitting on your music stand. It's just that it's not as easily accessible, so that if you do get stuck, it means that you probably have to stop the song and start again. But that's something that is good for you to kind of get into the habit of anyway, that you don't stop unless you absolutely have to. And by that point, you should have it more or less completely memorised. So if you kind of have a bit of a, like, oh help, I'm not sure what I'm doing, you have two choices actually. That you can, one, kind of keep going, and that means, like, say if you, for instance, if you go up to a verse, you know it's a verse that you should be singing, but you've completely forgotten what the words are, you might just have to repeat the verse that you've already sung. It might seem a bit daft, but actually a lot of the time, a lot of people might not even notice that you've done that, but a lot of the time it's easier to keep going than it is to stop. So the other option, if you feel like you've really just flummoxed it and you find it really difficult to recover, is to stop. But you'd be the best judge of that. I would say it's best to keep going if you can keep going. I know there are some circumstances where you feel like you've messed it up so bad, there's nothing to recover from, so it's better to just kind of stop, like, have your little cheat sheet still there in the corner, look at that again, you go, I've forgotten that bit again. Don't get me wrong, trying to memorise things can be super frustrating. It can be difficult, especially you'll find that there'll be particular bits that you always get wrong, like, just doesn't matter how many times you try and practice it, there'll be one bit you always get confused at. But please persevere, it will become easier. It sometimes takes a little bit of time to iron out these bugs, if you see what I mean. But at least then, if you've got your little cheat sheet there, that's always there to help you. And as much as I say to people that singers are pretty much expected to memorise everything, I know a lot of people that are, like, singing in bands and, like, doing things like performing at weddings and doing corporate dues and stuff like that. They also struggle with memorising songs, so they use little prompts and cheat sheets when they're performing. You know, because if you've got a 3-hour performance, that's an awful lot of things to memorise. So sometimes having a little, like, book in the corner with little cheat sheets of prompts to remind you about what the different things go like, you know, and for practical reasons, it's good to have that. You don't want to rely on it too much. It's really like if you feel you've completely forgotten things, try and memorise as much as you can. The reason for that, well, is because it's expected, but also for your own benefit. I've personally found that I've got into the habit of being able to memorise things relatively quickly, but it's come across in my singing that I feel more comfortable about what I'm doing. Once I feel like it's less things to worry about, it's like you've ticked the boxes, I've got that memorised, I've sorted out my breathing, I've thought about my own interpretation of the song, I know how to approach it, what I want to do with it, I've thought about different, like, you know, the vocal colour or the words that I want to emphasise, I've thought about the phrasing and the dynamics and everything, and you tick all these boxes and that helps you to feel like, okay, I've got less worried about it, I can go put that to the back of my mind. All I need to think about is the kind of present moment and when I'm singing. And there's another thing that is good for memorising is that it stops this constant, really, the little voice in your head saying, oh, you've forgotten this, or you're feeling stressed out, or you're going to get this wrong or something. Getting into the habit of memorising has been good for me in terms of saying to this, I don't need to worry about this because I know that I know it. And I say this about people's quite a lot, is that when I feel that they know it a lot better than they feel that they do, and I said, like, I know that you know it, but you just need to know that you know it so you can kind of relax into it, you can enjoy the actual performance more instead of kind of the cogs turning and you're worrying about it all the time. So folks, I'll kind of sum up a wee bit what we're saying about how to memorise a song, some strategies for you how to do it. Put my little cheat sheet away. So to sum up kind of quickly, we're looking at the words first of all. Find the words for your song, assuming you've done your homework and you know the melody and the rhythm and stuff. A way to kind of like speak the words in the rhythm, but don't need to do it at any particular speed. You don't need to do it at the speed of the song. You can do it slowly if you want, if that helps you to build up your confidence. If you get stuck, remember that, like with pop and musical theatre songs, chances are it's going to be rhyming couplets, so remember that, because that can help you to remember, okay, I'm looking for a word that rhymes with this word, then it's a bit easier to remember. And when you get to that point, you feel that you've kind of know the words quite well. Something that helps me is to speak the words really quickly, just do a deadpan. If I can feel I can just kind of ramble through them all, that helps me feel reassured that I definitely know the words. And then after that, think about using the kind of little cheat sheet thing, about a couple of words for each part of the structure of the song, whether it's a verse or a chorus or whatever. Just a couple of words is a little prompt to remind you, okay, it's this particular verse that we're singing now, okay, I've got it. And the positioning of your cheat sheet is important as well. We're not wanting the right in front of your face kind of thing. I want it off to the side. If I put my hands here, like, you know, it's there, but you're looking in one direction, but the cheat sheet is there in front of you, but not directly in front of your face. You're there, it's there to like be able to look at it. You can look at it really quickly if you need it. But part of the thing about memorising is getting all of the music stands and stuff away from being in front of you. Like, I think that's what people offer memorising things a little bit, is that you don't have anything to hide behind. You don't have the music stand where you can kind of cover a wee bit. It can make you feel exposed and stuff. So very gradually changing the position of your music stand in relation to your body can help. You start with it off at an angle so it's easily accessible, but then it slowly kind of drifts away from you. And then when you practice, trying to do it like a performance, like you've got the song pretty much memorised, think 80-90% if not 100%. You've got the two choices of when you get a wee bit of a road bump or whatever when you're trying to sing it, try and keep going as much as you can, even if that means that you repeat the same verse or something. You know, repeating the same verse of the one you've just done is better than stopping. The most noticeable thing that you can do when you sing is to stop when people don't expect you to stop. You know, people can still really enjoy your singing, even if they think, oh, they've sung the verse again. Oh, it still sounds nice, who cares? You know, or the other choice, if you think you've really messed up, is to stop, go and look at your little cheat sheet again and start again. So guys, I hope that helps. Please feel free if you've got any questions about my advice for this. I'll make a little worksheet actually, so that you've got a couple, like a little printout of my bits of advice, and you can look at it anytime you like. I'll also be looking for suggestions for topics or specific music kind of or singing related questions for next week. So if you can have a little think, if you have an idea, you can just leave it in a comment here, or you can email me, jane@musicisforte.co.uk. Thanks guys, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I'll catch you later on. Bye.